Okay, get a 2-minute introduction, and Dickey, you're up first.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, KBAD, for this warm welcome here, and everybody that's hanging around yet. I know it's been a long day. My name's Dickey Haverda. I want to be your next sheriff. I've lived in Hays County all my life, a total of 61 years. I paid taxes here in Hays County for going on 40 years. The biggest deal right now we have is the outsourcing. It's gotten way out of hand. It was like a little grass fire, been neglected, and it's into a wildfire. We have to get a grasp on it. I believe getting together with the courts, probation, we can get a grasp on it. The other thing is team building, employee retention, community policing, and our drugs. We have to get our young ones in schools educated on drugs. There's a new drug out. It's called Gray Death. 10,000 times more potent than morphine. It's in Houston, Texas. It'll be here. We have to educate our kids. I appreciate y'all's vote and support. And take a look at my website, Haverda for Sheriff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, thank you all for being here. I've lived in the Kyle area in Hays County since 2004. I've been married for 25 years. I have a son and a daughter. I'm a graduate of Texas State University with a criminal justice degree and a minor in psychology. I have a public policy degree and a master's in public policy. A lot of my work in law enforcement has been over the last over 14 years of law enforcement, where I've held the highest rank of Lieutenant Chief of Staff for the department that I represented. Currently, I hold the position of County Chief of Staff. I'm also the appointed Emergency Management Coordinator for the county. I have been working hard my entire career in advocacy work, not only for education and students, but also for immigrants, also for the allies of the LGBTQIA organizations and population at the university level that transcends out into the community. A lot of what I've been doing as the county's chief of staff is working on and implementing policy and procedures to mitigate our current jail population. Some of those are in place, some of those we're still working on. Cite and release is a good start. Cite and diversion is almost here. That is where we need to lead our community if we're going to make a headway within the population of our jail. Another policy that I could lead as the sheriff is a good lead program. Law enforcement assisted diversion is a policy that is coming and would modernize the sheriff's department to address issues at the front lines. Nip the issues at the front lines, help promote restorative justice, help people that are homeless, help people that have drug dependency issues, help people that have violence issues. If we can implement those at the very front line and provide that discretion to our officers, it promotes visibility, it promotes transparency, it utilizes our officers and our deputies in the most effective way so that we can mitigate cost of law enforcement. I am looking for a change in how we conduct law enforcement in this community. The change comes with people that understand that change and can drive that change. Thank you.
Statistics show that on average, Hays County needs to house 560 inmates every day, but the jail can currently house only 311 people. The bond that passed in 2016 will increase available space to 471 inmates by the end of this year, which still leaves a significant space shortage. Hays County spends an average of $12,000 a day housing excess inmates at other facilities. What is your plan for dealing with this issue? Dickey, you're first.
The cite and release is going to be a big help, but it's not the end help. I've been working with a local sheriff right across the county line that his jail was overpopulated. Within the term he was there, he lowered it. He's housing inmates from Hays County now. He's got some good programs that I'm sitting down with him going over. It involves just cooperation with everybody, with probation, getting these bonds looked at, risk assessments on them, make sure they're not a threat to society or themselves. And I believe working with his programs that nobody's seen yet, they're wanting him to take it around the state, and he's given me the footstep to get in. I'm going to utilize that, and I think we can get a grasp on it, but it's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to go in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of what we do has to be data-driven, and we have to understand the environment which we're utilizing and creating policies. Policies have to make sense for the current budget and the current community that we are in. So I would definitely reach out to all the different levels of criminal justice to come together with good common sense policies so that we can utilize those in our best interest and the community's best interest. And to be good stewards of the tax dollar. One of the things that I've worked on, again, is cite and release. Cite and diversion is almost here. I've helped create the policy that implemented the full-time magistrate. We have also helped create Hays County as a regional hub for Padilla services. That is something that's never been done. Taking good, strong data, coming in forward, utilizing them in a very pragmatic way, and driving them down to where the needs are at the front lines. We're hearing it across the judicial spectrum, all the different agencies, all the different courts. We need to gather all that data, utilize it in our best interest, and really push forward on policy that's pragmatic and that makes sense for Hays County. That's what you will have with me, someone that's a policy assessment, someone that understands data, and somebody that will push the envelope with those particular types of initiatives. Thank you.
Okay, Alex, you're up again. Aside from jail overcrowding and related issues, what criminal justice issues concern you, and how would you address those concerns?
Well, I believe one of the critical ones is having a department that is proud, has the resources, and has the training to do their job at the highest level. So one of the things that I would like to implement is a very robust recruitment, training, and retention program for our officers and our deputies. For them to understand and be able to plan for the future and what they expect out of their careers is important. It provides provides a great environment for them to work in, a great understanding on where they are and sense of place, so that whenever you bring up these initiatives, you can bring them down and they're gonna drive those things out in the front line. If you want them to follow, they have to understand that you're taking care of them. The other is utilizing them as a great agency to educate our population. The strongest way to change behavior in the community is education. The only way we can do that is have a common sense community or people-oriented policing program that really drives down the education to let people know and understand what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we're going to help them through the process.
Thank you.
There's a lot of good people still at the sheriff's office. They're just under kind of poor management. The administration there's kind of started leading by intimidation and threat. I worked there for 22 years in the jail. I don't see where all the problems where they began, but it's a big issue because the only employee retention. But I want to get with the community policing. I want the deputies to get out of their cars, talk to people in the neighborhoods and stuff. They're your other eyes. Implement these programs. With everybody working together and watching our tax dollars, I don't think we need a whole lot of modernization. It's there, it's just not being utilized right. I'd like to see an aggressive grant writer. There's lots of money at the federal level. When I worked there, there was an aggressive grant writer. I do not believe they have that. We need to get federal funds and take it off our taxpayers here locally. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for joining us today. We appreciate it. Next up, we have David Peterson, Hays County Constable, Precinct 1.